Check out this new card, Cerise or Cerise, Slayer of Fear. Life gain decks, here we go! We go first against Sauron with a pretty decent hand. If we can get these things out, it'd be nice to see. I mean, they're going to have some disruption. Sauron's a tough one because it's essentially the old Nicol Bolas shell where people just kind of swapped out Bolas for Sauron. It's debatable if it's better. I mean, it's more expensive. That's for sure. Next turn, maybe go for the Basri Ket. We'll see what happens. Arcane Signet. And something else. Thoughtseize Duress. 2 damage. That's a shame. We can get it back with the Restoration of Igandru, though. But let's apply pressure with the Basri Ket first, because if we get this ultimate off, we're just going to win the game. Next turn, probably go for Restoration of Igandru. If they get Sauron out, it's going to be very difficult, though. We can only kill it if we sacrifice legendary things. Let's try the Righteous Valkyrie first. They might just have a way to kill this. Or counter it. What are they going to do? I'm very deep in thought here. Sauron plotting his dastard ways. Saw it coming. Ugh. That's not even a good counterspell, to be honest. I think you're stretching if you're putting that into your deck at this with this power level, you know what I'm saying? Very methodical playing. Everything must come at a cost of 2 minutes. Reckon a Bankbuster. That's not very flavourful, is it? And they've still got 3 mana open because they're desperate to counter all of our things. So we're going to get a Plains. Okay. Now, ordinarily, I would go for the Flowering of the White Tree here. But the issue is they've got 5 mana, so next turn they can go for Sauron, and then they can get inside the Reckoner Bankbuster, which would be enough to crew it and then take Basri off 6 loyalty. So I want to protect Basri by using Swords to Plowshares on the Bankbuster if possible. But we'll have to just see if that's going to be a possibility. They might have another... Okay, so this is exactly as I prophesized. They're gonna crew the Bankbuster. And then now we're going to see if they can actually deal with our ultimate. Now, the fact they keep making Orc armies is irritating, but... So what can we bring back? We can bring back the Selfless Savior by discarding a land. I think that's actually pretty good. I like that. Let's not get greedy. Ultimate Basri. Despite defeat, I am proud. And we can worry about the Flowering of the White Tree in the next turn, because we're already... It's going to be pretty awesome to power up our entire team. Because we get a 1-1 and then we get a counter on every single thing we own. So yeah, we've got a pretty awesome defense system. But they are Grixis, which means they have access to all the very incredible, powerful tools. Grim Tutor. Okay. So what would be the best thing here? I guess any kill spell for Cerise. But we have Selfless Savior, so it's going to have to be Bounce or Exile. I mean, they're not going to be able to interact with our ultimate very easily. Hopefully we're going to see here the power of Basri Ket. He's so underrated. He's got one of the best, easiest ultimates to pull off. Now they're racking their brain. They're probably going to go for the One Ring, because that's boring. Now remember, we can actually swing in with Cerise as well. We actually get to essentially draw a card off it, which could be pretty useful, but we're now going to see how powerful just 1/1s can be. Is it going to be the One Ring? Or is it going to be... I don't even know what worries me at this point. We're in an incredible position. I guess River's Rebuke would slow us down greatly. 2 damage to each creature. Okay. Well, that's a very bizarre card. Well, assuming it's going to die anyway, we'll give Cerise protection. Please tell me that wasn't the card they searched for. That's so bizarre. So they don't have first strike. So yeah, we've got first strike. We can swing in pretty good. I'm actually going to forego the extra damage here in lieu of getting us a bigger card from our deck. 7 damage every turn. And we get an approach. So let's play it. We get a 1/1. So technically we just, if we keep gaining 7, we keep getting approach, right? Less than or equal to, yeah, because it's seek a card with the highest mana value. Yeah, so it is River's Rebuke. I mean, that is annoying. And they can just discard their hand to draw 4. I guess it was the River's Rebuke they saw, but if they got the River's Rebuke, then why did they use Crush the Weak? That is so bizarre, because River's Rebuke does everything that Crush the Weak wants to do anyway. Okay. And then we get more dudes. So if they tap out, and if we gain life, we can win, but we'll see. It's a pain in the ass facing such powerful decks like this. I mean, I didn't realise really that this was a kind of like a combo-y card, but there you go. They've got 4 cards in hand. Will any of them help? They just basically need to just have more removal, more disruption. We've got 31 life. Surely they have something with 9 mana. Yeah, it's a real shame they had to rebuke. Obviously, that's one of the best cards in the entire game. Having to survive through a rebuke is always a challenge. Even with a Basriket Ultimate, they're going to draw lots of cards. So they need a counter spell. And this has got Ward 1. If they want to kill this, it's going to have to be something incredible for 1 mana. Into the Royal. Well, they're completely tapped out now, so... Not going to lie, I'm a bit confused. Surely they should have left up some mana to feign a counterspell. And so if they've got Pact of Negation, they can stop us, of course. I mean, we're getting to a point where our combat damage is going to be ridiculous. Down to 9. So if they have Pact, we don't win this way. And if they... Okay. Sweet. I mean, that feels pretty damn good, to be honest. And, yeah, did not realise the synergy between Approach and this General, which is kind of busted. Let's keep this because we've got the Ajani's Pride, mate. And the Portable Hole might be able to remove something as well, which is good. Elvish Mystic, okay. That's a good target for the hole. That's what she said. And we hit our second untapped land, which is going to be good as well. So yeah, we've got a pretty sweet curve here. There might... No counter. Not only the Tamiyo can tap our guys down, but only once, really, before it becomes a bit tricky for them to keep doing it over and over again. Unless they proliferate, of course. Go for the Angel. Interesting. So they're going to be able to play Tamiyo here. Even if they uptick, it means they can draw cards off our guys. Yeah, they're going to tap down. Makes sense.
I am glad to help my colleagues.
Go for the sword. And now they're just going to get more lands. And then they can... What are they going to do? They're going to make us... They're going to draw cards whenever they... Okay.
I should have brought more parchment.
So whenever these deal damage, they can... They draw a card. I suppose we can just give them 2 cards. I mean, we're going to get to deal some damage and then kill the Tameo. See what we get off the top.
I've learned all I can here.
Hello. Louie's come in to say hello. Go to mummy. Go to mummy. Daddy, come down later. We hit a Nykthos, which is pretty good. And it also means we can go for the Elspeth. Make a dude. And Minas Tirith as well. That's pretty smooth. Three, 4, 5, 6 lands. 1 land off a Cyclonic Rift overloaded, which is mildly terrifying. All this without actually any conventional life gain. We've got life gain on the soldier here, but... What have they got? They could go for Tameo again, but I feel like that's not the most viable strategy. Old Gnawbone. Well, sadly for them, we have the answer with the Fragment. It can give them a big creature in return. They get Bramble Familiar. Okay. Down to 9. We get the dog and the Basri. Lovely. It's pretty good. So if we... Nykthos gives us 7. Okay. So we go for Cerise and Basri. Huh. That's pretty bonkers. But they're not quitting yet, which means they have something crazy. I think if they do Cyclonic Rift our hand, at least we've got this Nykthos to rebuild. But it is going to be absolutely devastating, and it will take their whole turn off as well doing that. So either Cyclonic Rift or the other one. This is quite a crazy field, though, I have to say. It's taken me a lot of games to establish this one, but yeah. Pardon me. Looking at all our stuff. Do they have a mass manipulation? Although that's 4 blue, I think. Tameo, well, they've got balls.
Let us have a storied
I'm slightly
battle
confused.
worth telling.
I mean, they're still hanging in there, so they can block some stuff, I guess.
Study yields enlightenment.
Serum Snare bounces it and proliferates. Okay. Interesting, but is that really going to help? So that's a 4/4. How much damage can we do here? Tapped and attacking. So I've got 4... let's see how much we can do. Put 2 counters on it as well. So it's 6, 7, 8, and then we just minus. And that's game, right?
Fight together and seize victory.
Nice try. Exacxies. Come on now, boy. Okay, let's keep this hand. It's not incredible, but we've got the Wrath of God, which actually weirdly makes this kind of decent against a mono green, hopefully creatures build. Nissa wants to ramp into elves, into elementals, so the Wrath of God here is just going to be fantastic, and we don't really care too much about the ramp because simply we can wipe them all out pretty soon anyway. We can also put something into the deck if it's a historic card, like Nissa. So we might just do that to slow them down a little bit. Will they choose to leave it in the deck, or will they choose to... Oh, it goes into the deck. So I could go for Boromir here, but I'm going to wait. See what they get out. I might even wait for them to get out a couple more creatures before we explode them with the Wrath of God. Look at the artwork on that. Look at that. That's so cool. I wouldn't want to be standing on that cliff edge when that Wrath goes off. Although it's quite ambiguous, isn't it? Which god? I think there are some arts which show Heliod doing this. Invasion of Zendikar. Well, that is something we are going to struggle to get around because it's a battle. We can't really interact with battles too well. And they really have played us here by not playing more creatures. So yeah, let's just go for Boromir and set up following turns. I think next turn we're going to go for Cerise and then Wrath of God after that, sacrificing Boromir. But yeah, they're really kind of being a cheeky, playing around our board wipe until we deployed our own creature. Vorinclex comes down. Not too bothered about this one just yet. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 to flip, so they are going to be able to do this in the next turn. Oh, that's such a shame that we played the Boromir now. But you know what? I'm going to commit to the cause. I'm going to commit. Let's go for Cerise or Cerise. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, annoyingly. And let's pass back to them. So they have any fight spells. We will be using the Boromir to protect this. How do you pronounce this? Cerise? Cerise? These kind of names are really tricky to navigate. The C makes it confusing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they could just use the Vorinclex if they want. But that's actually good for us because that means they get more creatures out. Willing regrowth. So they don't seem too bothered about flipping the Vorinclex. They just want to deposit more things into the creature field land zone. 3, 4, 5, 6. Although saying that, the provision has given them the mana back anyway, so they can still probably do it if they really want to. And the One Ring. Wonderful. Why did they play that there? That's very early. So they're going to draw cards here. Interesting. And if they do flip this, we can also kill it with the Wrath of God as well. So, Gageki, even more things to kill. But annoyingly, the One Ring doesn't let us do combat damage. So actually, letting them flip this is good. So we shall do that. Boom. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I think we are going to have to board wipe because they have something like a Crater Hoof in their hand. Oh yeah, the Boromir exiles it. That's funny, isn't it? This can... Do we just pray here? Yeah, I think so. Let's just do this. Indestructible. Board wipe. We want to clear that field because there's a lot of cheeky things they have. A lot of synergies. Oh, no, we can't do the damage. No. Okay, fine. Fine, we just have to wait. Yeah, I even said the One Ring gives them protection from everything, so... Which is loopy. Wonder if this is going to come in handy. Choose one or more. Scoot Swarm. Yikes. Oh, yikes. Now I wish I had the Wrath of God, but... Yeah, the Scoot Swarm can just independently take over the game here. Oh my goodness, Primeval Titan as well. I do believe we're buggered. Oh wow, 2 more fetch lands, which will also fetch more things. Man, this is silly. More Scoot Swarm triggers. This is only 1 turn as well, might I add. Who's the live game deck here? What the hell, man? What the hell? What the hell? Oh, we can actually get Boromir out again. But they've got 47 Scoot Swarms. So they can't block it with the Primeval Titan. But they can block it with 47 Scoot Swarms. Yeah, I think we're just dead. 4, 5, 6, 7. Even if we found some cards with the Soon's Intervention. Else with Conquer's Death. But we're not going to be able to stop 47 1/1s. Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. How would we manage to stop that many? Gaining 2 knights is not going to help because so we'd have to block 80. So basically, the only thing we'd need is a board wipe. So yeah, we're just dead from 1 Scoot Swarm in their turn. All right then, given the pleasure of finishing us off, finish me off then. Alpha Strike, as if, and they get more lands with the Primeval Titan as well. Yeah, I don't think we really had much of a chance there, considering... Look at all the cards they play compared to how many we have. Man, all these triggers. Why don't they just auto-resolve? Go on. Just resolve and finish. Goodness gracious me. That's a lot of triggers. And actually it's giving me a headache because my eyes are going left and right, left and right, left and right. I could be an absolute dick here and just quit. But no, I'm going to be nice and let them finish, even though this is one of the most common finishes. I'll take a few out on the way. Why the hell not? But yeah, Scoot Swarm is just silly, mainly because it's one card, but it's made over 100 tokens in 2 turns. I mean, it's strange, right, the way it works, because it doesn't sound like it should be that abusive, but as soon as you start cloning yourself, yeah, because it clones itself over and over and over again, then you're doubling each time, so... Oh well, we'll try and get some vengeance. I'm actually going to keep this hand based on the fact we have the Day of Judgment, and Rankle and Torban is a style of deck I feel that wants to get loads of smaller creatures out. Griffinary should be good as well, not only because it can block flyers, but it gives us sack outlets. Bitter Blossom, yikes. Let's get the Griffinary out. We have a kind of like a budget Bitter Blossom here, we just have to gain loads of life to trigger it each turn. But they're losing life as well, so... But yeah, Bitter Blossom plus their commander is kind of bonkers, really. I really hope they don't have any hand disruption, because we need these pieces in our hand to remain still. Signing Blood, okay, so they're losing even more life. And yeah, we're just going to pass a turn, because the Scouting Hawk doesn't give us a land to the field until they have more than us. The last thing we want to see really is any kind of life gain, life drain effect on top of this. So something like Blood Artist would be bad. They're keeping it casual. Wishclaw Talisman. Should I be worried about that? Yeah, I am a bit worried about this, actually. I worry about what combos they might have. I mean, we get a go after they get a go, but they might have a way to sacrifice that, so... So we're going to get to ramp here, which is just lovely. And we don't care if this dies, because it's just absolute fodder. And play the Detonation Tower, which gets around hexproof. It's a very marginal card, but this could potentially work against... There's a few commanders that are a bit tricky with hexproof that works with, so it's nice to have the option, especially with a monocolor land base, which doesn't give us too many special toys, really, that are worth putting in. Now we need some life gain, but the issue is, because they have black and red, they are going to be able to Kill our commander, super easy. I really don't want to see Bolus's Citadel here. That would be terrifying. Just a rankle. Okay. I always like it when people ramp into their commanders with this, because when I kill it with a Dare Judgment, we're not gonna see this until 3 turns later. So they're probably gonna get suspicious now, seeing that we blocked with that, or maybe not. You know, they'd probably make us sacrifice anyway. Mana Tithe. Yeah, so we'll leave it the Mana Tithe just in case they have any ideas. Nice one. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have gone for the One Ring there. But the issue is that if they then followed up with Hand Disruption, they may have removed the answer to the onboard threat. So going for the One Ring it would have been good, because just to let them build up the field a bit more. But it's, yeah, as I say, it's just a little bit risky. Phyrexian Arena. They really, really want to lose 2 life per turn. I'm happy for them to do that. Alright, let's go for Cerise. Let's see what happens. Drawing an extra card, getting a creature every turn. That's a lot of stuff happening. Go for the throat. So, yeah, I mean, that was bound to happen, wasn't it, really? They keep missing their land. Oh, no. I mean, they played a tap land there, but it's tempting to counter the Wish Claw here, because I think we do. I mean, if they do give us an option, it's always very suspicious, because it makes me wonder what they're going to get that can then kill the Wish Claw Talisman. I'm really apprehensive to go for the Cerise without any protection, so I think I'm just going to go for the One Ring. Lands, 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 lands. And no life gain. Okay. And now we're in danger territory, because they can go for commander next turn, which means it's just not safe to go for Cerise anymore. Or Cerise. My goodness, I'll never know how to pronounce it, because I've never heard anyone say the name of this card. The worst threat they could do now is something with LIFELINK to reduce all the damage they're losing here, but can't think of anything off the top of my head that would be an auto. I mean, there's obviously life gain in equipment and stuff, but so they're going to attack anyway, even though we have protection, just to send a message, I guess. Holding priority on this trigger is unusual. Do they have a way to exile the ring? There's a few ways to do that. So it feels a bit trolly, though, having this moment here of pause, but people do live to troll, and it's just part of human nature. Something that I've had to come to terms with over the years. People enjoy other people's misery. And is it time for one of my famous reviews? I don't know. Am I going to have enough time? So I recently watched... do you know what? It's not even that good. I forgot the title. Is it Evil Dead Rises? Yeah, I think Evil Dead Rises. So it's part of the franchise of the Evil Dead, although it doesn't have Ash in it, which is... I always find that really weird. The more horror films I watch, the more I wonder why I actually watch them. Because it's just kind of like gore for gore's sake. When you're young and you're like, teenager, and you're dating and you go to the cinema to watch horror films, it's like, it's quite exciting, isn't it? It's like, oh, the thrill and the excitement of, what's going to happen, and the shocks and the scares. But then when you get older, like I'm 34 now, you've kind of seen most flavors of movies, and it's hard to be surprised. So horror films, it's less about the scary, ghosts and the exorcisms. It's more about the nuances that I enjoy of horror films now. So, for example, a film like Hereditary, which it's very tense, and I like that. I think it's the tension I like, which you can find more in like thrillers, which are normally realistic movies. Another good example of a non-horror movie, I would say, is No Country for Old Men. It is technically a thriller drama, but it feels genuinely like horror at many points. And it's interesting how you can blur the lines of genre without being overt with it. And that's what I enjoy about movies. I like going into a movie not knowing anything. I feel like I'm one of the very rare people these days that I don't really like watching trailers. I don't like knowing anything about a movie when I go in. I know a lot of people that like to know the plot of something. Like literally the plot of a whole book before going in. I've got one friend who reads the last page of a book before starts reading the book. So, interesting. Will that actually help the Sword of Once and Future? The thing is, they've got so many cards in their hand that I feel like if I go for Cerise, it's just going to die. So let's swing in here with a Were-Fox Bodyguard and see what we can do. Protection from black means they're going to struggle to deal with this. Shadow Spear. Now that is a card. I could put the One Ring back. Let's get to full control. Target the One Ring. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Activate the One Ring to draw cards. So we get the cards and we don't take any damage next turn. This is rather lovely, isn't it? Oh, that was lovely. Play a thing. Play a thing. So if we gain, we can destroy. I think we might want to just. Thing is, if we don't destroy the Bitter Blossom, what would I rather deal with, the Bitter Blossom or the Arena? I think we destroyed the Arena, just because that gives them more power in their hand rather than power. The power on the field I'm not that worried about because we now have flyers. Weirdly enough, this Sanctify is actually a really good hit there. But yeah, multi-genre movies. Evil Dead Rises, it's okay. The gore, it's just, there's so much blood in it, and I just think I'm kind of sick of just blood. I want something a bit more thoughtful, maybe a bit more existential. I think the shots were great, cinematography, if you like the technical aspect of movie making. But, lol, they're just going to kill their own guys. Okay, fair enough. That means they're going to get Rankle back, doesn't it? But yeah, I watched the Evil Dead Rises on Netflix, so, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend like paying for it. Oh, this is actually kind of scary now because they have Rankle and Bitter Blossom, which means they can make us sack stuff. We need some kind of haste. Although, we get the One Ring back next turn, don't we? How far is the one? Oh, it's 4 after the draw. Okay. Interesting. So we're going to have enough devotion to turn Heliod on, surely, I think. Go for the portable hole. They do have 1 treasure. Do I get rid of the Bitter Blossom? Or do I get rid of the treasure? I think we get rid of the Bitter Blossom. It's getting to a point now where they're going to have loads of annoying things that are going to start killing us back, so. Vicious Farmhand. So, annoyingly, this is going to get the One Ring shuffled away, but. Take action. Okay. So they play any creature. Oh boy, we could just go for Cerise. Ah, I should have done... Oh, no, hang on a sec. This is a treasure. Equip this to the Heliod. Please don't have a kill spell for 1 black. See, this is the thing. If they have Fatal Push, they could just kill the farmhand. That's 1, 2... How much pit? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wow. We've done really well to stabilize now, I think. Yeah, we got very lucky with the sheer amount of white pips we got. And we even get to get a card. Soon's Intervention. That's crazy as well. This is quite... I think we got quite lucky. This could have gone either way earlier on. Yeah, as I said, this Rankle and Torbrand is definitely one to watch out for with 1/1s because they can just keep using them over and over again to kill themselves. But saying that, if I had let them keep the Bitter Blossom, then they would be at 1 life here. And same can be said for Arena. They'd be at 0 life here. But, you know, that's the risk I took. I didn't want them to have the value. Wow. Destroy each creature power 2 or less. Each opponent sacks a creature with the highest power. That's pretty annoying. I've been hit by this twice today during recording. That's crazy. But is it enough? They made us sack the Heliod, which really sucks, because that would have been a very powerful finisher, having Indestructible. Orcish Bowmasters. Well, we have Pro Black, so that's it. I think we're just going to win now. They can't block if we equip the sword. Oh, but they're going to make us sack it with a Rankle, aren't they? Well, I guess we're going to have to go surprise MF with the Soon's Intervention in their end step. Alright then. Beginning of your end step. Maybe I want to do this in my end step so I can actually get another flyer then. Johnny's Pride, mate. But surely it would be better to surprise them. I think. Yeah, we're going to forego having this Griffin area, I think. I don't know, do I or not? 2 knights, gain 3. And then I also gain a Griffin. But then what if they have a board wipe? That's what I'm worried about. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's give the sword to him because we can. And we still can go for Soon's Intervention. They might have a kill spell here already. Jeez, man. That is so lucky. Okay, fine. Fine. We're going to surprise them with this. And this should be enough. Even if they go for a hand disruption here. Don't know what they're looking at that for. There's certainly no Feed the Swarm. Going to be able to kill that because they'll just die. Damn, this has definitely been a game. Look at the power level of these cards. Crazy. They've got so many cards. I don't even remember where they got them from. Oh, I guess the arena, wasn't it? So we have to respond now because otherwise we will not get to... Although it's a triggered ability. So I can respond to triggered ability. That's fine. So it's going to hit me. And then we'll see what they choose. Probably discard, right? Oh no, wait. I'm thinking of Rankle, the original Rankle. Sorry, this is extra damage, so on and so forth. Each player creates Trojan. If a source will deal damage, it deals 2 instead. Right, I think I actually want to respond to that by gaining life. We get all the options, don't we? I always forget that. Destroy an artifact. You know what? I'm going to give them back this Bitter Blossom. Destroy enchantment. We gain 3. That's a lot of arrows. It's like a YouTube thumbnail. So the Bitter Blossom should also kill them soon as well. And the reason I did this in response to the trigger is because that if they have any way to deal like lethal bolt damage to us, for instance, we're going to gain the life before that. So we'll go to 9, 10, 11, 12. And it means they can't just go, I don't know, 3 lightning bolts and kill us or something weird like that. I know they've only got 2 red mana open, but... Okay. It does give them the opportunity now to take care of our guys. That's the only issue. But I was kind of worried about that. I don't know. Maybe this was a mistake. Maybe this was a horrible mistake. Because now they can see our threats on the field. But as I said, the Bitter Blossom should kill them soon anyway. So that does 6 damage to our guy. Oh no, and they've basically got ribbons to finish us off in the following turn. Oh no, that's such a shame because that's a sorcery speed spell. So I think I shouldn't have actually done that there. No way. I think that, yeah, I think I messed up. That's such a shame. Oh, Skyclave Apparition, is that going to help? It doesn't kill that though, does it? How do we gain life? I guess we just go for this, equip it with the sword, and pray. And then go for this, in case... So this is basically in case they choose to sacrifice something, we'll still get to keep a creature. Down to 1. So many cards in their hand. So they've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they can do that for 6. This is so sad. I feel like I've messed up here. Oh well. Yeah, I should have done this on their end step. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Treasure, extra damage, sacrifice a creature. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. X equals 8. So ribbons doesn't actually kill us, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because that will leave us at 1. So they have to have another route here, I believe. And what route is that going to be exactly? I'm kind of glad I got the Bitter Blossom back, because if they don't gain life here, they will just die to their own card. And this is a sorcery, so they have to do this here. But they are 1 off. And luckily, Rankle says damage, not life loss. If damage will be dealt to a player. This is life loss, which doesn't count. Damage does count as life loss, but this doesn't deal damage. Man, that hurt my head saying that. And we just await. Yeah, so down to 1. Unless I'm missing some maths here. Oh, wow, that was so lucky. Got lifelink anyway. Swing in. Didn't even give us a final blow. That's a dick move, bro. I waited for you the whole game. I even had a famous movie review in the middle, and they did not give me the honour of the final blow after 99% waiting for everything they did. Bad sport, Carlos. I don't normally do laugh game decks, but this is one of the new cards, so I thought let's go for it. If you didn't know, that was one of the many dialects in the United Kingdom, so be warned. Life gain, life gain, life gain. What do you want to do in this deck? Well, it's pretty simple. You want to gain life. The 5/5 first strike lifelink body is already pretty sweet. Has no protection though, so it's going to die left, right, and center. Beginning of your post-combat main phase, if you gain life this turn, seek a card with the highest mana value among cards in your library, with mana value less than or equal to the blah, blah, blah. Basically, gain life, get a card from your deck without shuffling. Okay, it's pretty simple. And the deck has got all the juicy ways to gain life. We've got Authority of the Consuls, which is great in this deck because we reduce the amount of blockers your opponents have and increases the life we have. Shadow Spear makes everything bigger and have lifelink even if it didn't have lifelink. Something like Legion's Landing shouldn't go unnoticed as well. It makes a 1/1 with lifelink, and it actually taps. It flips into a land eventually when you attack with 3 or more creatures. This is something I've recently crafted because I remembered how good it was in Standard and Modern back in day. What else have we got? Ambitious Farmhand is a lifelinker. Eventually, that gives you a land. So that's always good. Ajani's Pridemate is the de facto kind of standard for life gain decks, but then you also have the better version. You've got Hallowed Priest, which is yet another version as well. And where is it? It's the Voice of the Blessed, or Blessed, which is the best version of Ajani's Pridemate we've ever had. Life gain equals counters. The more counters, the more things this can do. He gets Vigilance and then 10 counters. Indestructible. Oh, sorry, it gives Flying and Vigilance, which is pretty crazy. So it's become a huge win con, essentially, for 2 mana. Heliod rounds out the life gain synergy cards. It's just ridiculously good. We've got some payoffs as well. Pick up Exalted Deeds. Whenever you gain life, you get an angel. Sorry, 3 life, you get an angel. Where else do we have? We have the Griffinary. Gain 3 life, get a 2/2. And yeah, the curve's actually really aggressive. I wanted the curve to be aggressive because I want it to be, well, aggressive to finish the game off. We've already got a few big spells. Precious Second Son wins against controlling combo decks where you struggle to deal the regular damage. And Tsune's Intervention, which is an instant, which is kind of weird for white, but you can use this to get 2 knights, gain life, destroy things, seek cards. There's actually pretty decent cards. 6 mana is quite expensive though. Don't go home without the Nick, those Shrine to Nyx as well, because in monocolor decks it's going to be great, especially if you've got a few enchantments, sagas, Book of Exalted Deeds out. You're going to get a lot. You've also got 4, you've got a couple cards here with the double white pips, which is really good. Flying on the White Tree is just a new staple in this format. So if you want to copy the deck list, do it. It's in the description below. If you want to donate to the channel, do that too. Description below, become a patron, and you can get your own video, one-time offer. Or you can donate any amount via Ko-fi, and every little counts. That is totally my own slogan. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.